Why not?
Works for
Sure.
me.
Yeah,
Fuck it, we'll figure it out.
Who gives a fuck? Just listen to
Actual recording quality.
shoot your load like right at the beginning. Just give it all. You don't have to worry about anything else afterwards.
Just shoot your load right off the rip. So actually, once we get through all that, there's other stuff for sure that I definitely want to bring up, and we'll all just like piggyback on it. But welcome back. We are here after Christmas. Welcome back to Drinks and Toys. Beautiful Tuesday evening. It's actually chilly outside. We could have had this weather last week, but no, we had to get it now. So welcome back, everybody. I am one of your beautiful hosts. I am Mr. Shellhead Tony, and then of course I'm joined by three other beautiful gentlemen. And Johnny, how are you, sir?
Ho, 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 mother.
All right, we're done with him.
Doing good.
Wow.
Wheezy, Wheezy, welcome back, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm kind of pissed about this weather because, like, I love the weather. It's beautiful, but like we're getting told that we have because it's dry, so we like can't burn shit.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to tell people they can't do fireworks, which I don't give a fuck about that. But like, I want to be in the backyard with my fire pit going, but I can't do that because I don't want to set the neighborhood on fire.
It's dry, man. We could definitely light some stuff on fire with how dry it is out right now. So faux show. Psycho, welcome back.
Thank you, sir. I would say something festive like Johnny, but I don't want the response that you all gave to him. So instead, I'm just going to say, I'm doing well, sir.
So looking forward to ending out another year. It's kind of funny. I got notifications and hi, Chris.
Sponsored, not sponsored. you need to flip the bottle.
We're still not sponsored. Just throwing that out there.
But going on.
Jose, what's going on, dude? It's kind of crazy, man. Like we're finishing out 2025 and I got all these notifications on my phone for 2024 and all the same stuff, the same thing we kind of say every year, and it's like, oh man, I can't wait for next year and things are going to be this and this is going to happen. It's going to be cool, whatever. And I've got the same optimism.
It's going to be the same.
I definitely think made a lot more friendships and made a lot more connections and relationships and what have you than I did in 24 and in 23. And as the whole Shellhead Toys things continues to move on, just having a lot of fun with it, getting to meet all these cool people, getting to be a part of these awesome communities, man. And it's just so much fucking fun. And it's so like fulfilling, man. I was thinking about this the other day. I'd really love to be at the point where like it's doing so well that I can start like maybe participating in like outside things. Like, you see all these, just case in point, it's Christmas time, right? Or it's the holidays. And I think about like toy drives and stuff. And what better group to try to do stuff like that than a group of guys who sell toys? Why wouldn't we be the guys to turn around and rally together and say, hey, let's get stuff together for kids, charity kind of thing. And I don't know. I can start like, I think of stuff like that. Like when I'm sitting alone, whatever kind of stuff runs through my head. What?
One of the easiest ways to kind of do that, at least until you get comfortable with it, would be talking to, and I know they watch the cast, would be the Lakeland Ghostbusters. Because usually the Ghostbuster groups, they do a lot of charities and events like that. So just talk with them, and they can probably at least guide you in the right way, or do something with you and have you be involved in it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but the problem with that is Tony doesn't like Ghostbusters, so that's already kind of like out the window.
He's not wrong. Like it's kind of a thing. I mean, I don't want to be a part of something that I don't like really like. So
we've actually been doing toy drives and fundraisers for Playtime for Patients pretty much since we've opened our store. So that's something we do every year. We even had like a live stream that we do with Sir Dork. That we do do giveaways and people donate money to help raise money to buy toys for kids that we take over to St. Joseph's Hospital. So that's something we do every holiday season. This past year, obvious reasons I couldn't do that, but and that's something we do every year. And if you want, I can get you in touch with Rob. So the guy that runs Playtime for Patients.
Yeah, I wish he would have. I know, like, hindsight, right? I mean, I wasn't even thinking about it. I totally forgot. You'd mentioned that before that you guys do that,
Yeah.
and I would have totally like if I know you didn't have for personal reasons what you had going on, you didn't have the ability to really participate in that this year, but I would have gladly found a way for Shellhead to back it up with you if that's what it would have taken to make it happen. So maybe in the future we just kind of keep that stuff in mind.
But
Yeah, I mean,
Tony, I'm
it was pretty
surprised-
fun. Last year we had Nerzoic and them kind of.
I'm surprised, and maybe it's because of the distance. You probably don't even know it's a thing. But usually, like in December, late November, a fucking massive amount of bikers do the toy run. They go from like West Palm Beach, all have toys strapped to their bikes. So some are like dressed like Santa, and they go down I-95 all the way like cross 595 to a park out in South Florida, and it's a huge toy drive.
That's awesome.
And it's like
It's out at-
thousands
it's out
of
at Markham.
bikers.
Yeah, it's out in Markham Park.
Yeah, thousands. Like they close down the roads for all these bikers to just get out there. And then there's like concerts and like huge stages set up, and they have a huge party and shit. I know you're like in the bike world. I'm surprised you've never like gotten dragged down into that.
I used to work that event for years when I worked for Clear Channel radio, and I actually got Steven Tyler involved in doing that. He came down for a concert. What was it? I think it was like 90. I want to say no, it wasn't 90. It was like 2001. I think it was. He came down for an Aerosmith concert, and when we were setting up that concert, and he came in because we had a meet and greet with the fans. The guy I worked with, he and I were talking about what we had to do in that weekend, and he overheard. He's like, "What are you guys talking about?" And we explained it, how it worked every year and how it was all for charity. He's like, "Do you think I could have a prominent role in it?" And we were like, "Well, I mean, what do you mean?" He's like, "Well, if I can get a bike and if I can arrange some things, can I like ride in it?" And so we actually made him, he was the first grand marshal for the Toys in the Sun run.
No shit, man.
He got this bike, like this awesome, like super custom bike delivered. I guess he rented it. And he was there in the morning. He showed up with all the bikers in the morning where we started off, and he was super excited to be there. He cut a giant check in addition to buying toys. So it was really cool. And then he came back the next several years in a row to do it because he had so much fun in it. And then other celebrities started getting involved because he was spreading the word. It was definitely a cool thing. It was a fun time.
I guess that's one of my goals for 26 is to, hopefully.
Very quick. Merry Christmas, Alex. Run. That's all I gotta say to you, homie. Run.
Yeah, Alex. Yeah, La Migra, go get out of here.
But, anyway, 2026. Yeah, I guess you could say it's one of my goals is to get Shellhead to the point where we're hopefully doing so well, with our individual, things that we can give the time to maybe organize something or maybe be a part of something, at least start out small. Like Chris said, maybe get with the Ghostbusters and see if there's something we can do for next year. I think that'd be really cool.
And I always pick the Ghostbusters, obviously, because I like Ghostbusters, but they're kind of local to you, right?
Well, it makes sense too. Like you said, they're local enough, and they've seen the channel and they've seen us at shows.
There's also,
but they also it's
Batman
very much a similar world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do a lot of charity work.
Yeah, but no, I mean just the fact of Ghostbusters of what it is and collectibles and toys, like those two worlds are overlap very easily. Versus you going out to like just some random like pottery place, like, oh yeah, we're doing this. Like, okay, here's Shellhead toys, along with grandma's pottery lessons. Doing like it's kind of weird. Like,
so there's also Batman of Spring Hill. He does a lot of charity work around here.
Yeah, his name's Jack. I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Yeah,
we should all dress like Ghostbusters and do like a toy donation thing.
I thought you were gonna say we should all dress like Ghostbusters and do pottery.
Well, then I get to be Slimer.
Dress like Ghostbusters and do pot. Okay.
Dress like Ghostbusters or do pot till we think we're Ghostbusters.
There you go.
I can't
do pot till you see ghosts.
Substances. I've worked.
So
spookies.
So we talked about showing our top 3, if we could think about it, our top 3 toys for 2025, our top 3 pickups, I guess you could say. And as I said, I can't give you
his top. I'm like, wait, what? What?
I can't give you my top 3, man, because I get stuff all year and I can't remember half the shit and when I got it. Now I can tell you some ones that, you know, in my head I'm like, man, that was really cool, and I like that, but I can't say it's one of my top 3 because I'm probably missing something. But I'll just tell you it's something I can remember. So I'm gonna say, damn it, Billy. So I'm gonna say one. He's a coworker.
Do you know who Billy is?
Yeah, I know him. I know him.
Cool. I thought maybe we were already getting trolled like last week. That's
No. So I will say one of my top 3 for this year, for sure, was getting my all the carded Robotech figures that I came across at that show last June. I don't ever come across them, and not in any great shape. When you do, the cards are beat to hell. And these cards are all awesome. They were in, protectors or what have you, and it's some of the favorite characters. No, I didn't get a Min May. I didn't get a Rick, but I got, Fokker, and I got some of the key characters. I got Lisa and Dana and stuff like that. So I got some ones I wanted. So I'm happy about that. Pretty cool. And do you want to? I know Psycho brought it up. Do you want to keep trolling with it, or you want to?
No, we can go around, but I just wanted to touch base real quick because the idea I had, which is what you did, that's what I'm talking about, right? Because a lot of the other toy tubers, whatever the hell you want to call this like niche that we're doing, they've all been kind of doing their own, but like a lot of the people are picking things that they're like, oh, this is my number 2 or number 1 toy of the year. But then when they're talking about it, they're like, oh, I haven't gotten it yet. Then why the fuck is it you're not, like, if you don't have it, you watched a review and you're like, oh, that's cool, but like it's not like a real opinion that is the greatest thing. Like I want to know what people actually have that they got that they love this year. You know what I mean? So like that was exactly what I'm looking at. Because that makes sense. Something you really got.
Okay.
Whoever wants to go ahead.
All right. Well, and for me though, there's a couple of things that I've gotten that are like my top like toys of the year that are like new, that came out this year. But then a lot of stuff I picked up was just some vintage stuff like from childhood that Tony knows about like my kick with the bootleg Transformers. What is it? Twin Spiss and Top Twin.
Yep.
These guys. So I picked some up at Toy Jam, and then when I went to Toy Federation, Ryan had a bunch there. So it was so awesome that he actually gave me a good deal on the whole lot. So I just bought all of them. So I got the Argentinian and some of those bootlegs. And then, of course, later on at Retro Toy Con, I picked this guy up. It was one of my favorites as a kid. And so I lost him years later. But so it was nice to actually get a really good, clean one from him, And
so what's the white one? Because the red one's Wind Charger, right?
Yeah, that's Tailgate, the white one.
Okay.
And so he was my favorite out of the two. I like his color scheme better than Wind Charger for some reason. Then of course, this year has been like the year of blockies. Like so, I picked this up at Titan Toy Expo and met a really cool vendor there. Really nice guy. Met a lot of cool people there. Made some connections. Picked this up there as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, then Four Horsemen stuff that I got this year was pretty cool. As far as like, I don't know, Weezy, you got the Jersey Devil as well, right?
Yeah, I haven't opened the Jersey Devil, but I got it.
Yeah, I actually still haven't had a chance to open mine, so I'm waiting to get a chance to do that. And then this was something definitely interesting, new to me. I've never heard of it before, but I met the guy that like created it. Really cool dude. It was actually really fun hanging out with him and talking about toys and stuff and kind of how he approached designing and stuff. So opening this live to
the Monkey King or whatever. Isn't this like some 4th party company or something?
No, it's an independent toy line.
Oh.
So they had a Kickstarter that that succeeded, and now he's out there promoting it. So this thing's
are independent toy companies different than like doing like a 3rd party, 4th party type of thing?
Yeah, because I mean, well, when you look at like your 3rd party and 4th party, like the independent toy lines, they're doing their own thing, whereas your 3rd party and 4th party people are just doing
licensed material.
Yeah, or unlicensed material, if you will.
Well, when I say license, I mean like actual IPs. Like
That's
Yeah.
that's
an
actually
original
pretty
IP.
good. I never thought of that. Where that term really comes from, because maybe I'm just an idiot, but I don't I'm not thinking about first party,
Man.
second party, third party, but now
That's
you make the
pretty dope.
point. Third party is just that. It's a reproduction of somebody else's product.
And shout out to Jeff McCardo on this one. I really love this figure. He gave me a pretty good deal on that. Last but not least, the Missus for Christmas got me the figure Obscura Father Christmas, the retailer version.
Oh, okay.
Badass.
So I had to put him next to the Mouse King. Because
Fucking Mouse Kings. Never mind.
Fuck yeah.
did you pick that? Did you pick up a Mouse King?
No, God no.
Why not?
Because I don't give two shits about the Nutcracker.
I mean, you got the Rat King. Why do you need the Mouse King?
Exactly.
Okay, that's pretty goddamn
And then-
amazing.
Well, no,
And then I actually created this throne here, and I printed it out.
the coolest
Nice.
part about the Mouse King, in all reality, Johnny doesn't have the head on it, but it has a swappable head that has like 7 mice heads.
Yes.
Because
the
I guess
reason
in
I don't
one
have that
version of
on-
the Nutcracker, he's got 7 heads.
Yeah, the reason I don't have that on because I'm actually working on one of the skeletons from that graveyard set. I'm actually giving him a bunch of heads.
Don't tell
So,
Tammy.
I'm messing with
Who are
that.
you giving a bunch of head to?
One of the skeletons from the graveyard set.
I bet you are. Don't get the
That's
bone.
a hell of a boner.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, you know me. If it ain't bony, it ain't working.
That's fucking cool, man. So that looks like one of those pieces that if I had a case, so to satisfy, it wouldn't have to be completist, right? But to just satisfy my stupidity, if I had a case and all I had in it was random shit, that'd be one of the things I would have in there. A fucking mouse and a goddamn throne
Yeah, like the figure looks cool.
holding a scepter. It's like a mouse and a motorcycle, but the motherfucker became a king.
Like it looks cool. I taking nothing against what they did. Like it looks great, but it's just I have no need
Nice.
for Nutcracker shit at all.
I'm focused on Mouse King. I don't care where he came from. He looks awesome.
Yeah, but then when they like next year when they do the Nutcracker, then I would be like, oh, now I need to buy this, and I don't want to continue that line of stuff. But
All right, your turn.
my turn.
Yeah.
All right, so I think it was earlier this year or possibly last year, I had gotten a Mexican knockoff. It's down in that corner somewhere, but it's like it's an alien, the big ass alien figure that like has a predator riding on its back, and because it's a Mexican bootleg, it has like a light in it. I actually found the real toy, like the real figure that it's a bootleg of, and this thing is fucking amazing.
Oh wow.
A T-Rex xenomorph.
Yeah.
That looks like some kid sat down and said, okay, I've got an alien figure, I've got Frieza from Dragon Ball Z, and I've got a Tyrannosaurus. Let's fucking make something.
Yeah, this thing is like fucking.
Oh, that's
insane.
cool. That's cool.
It's awesome.
So I was like, holy shit! I had to order it as soon as I saw it. 'cause
It'll
I
be
was
in the
like,
next
holy
Jurassic
crap.
Park. Don't worry about it. They're running out of dinosaurs.
No, they got that potato head thing in there right now. They don't need this. They, like,
That is really cool.
oh yeah, like I thought it was dope because I'm like, oh shit, I have the bootleg before I even knew that this was actually. I thought it was just like some weird Mexican fever dream they made up, but it was actually a bootleg of this damn thing. This thing's amazing. Oh,
I was about to say they don't get that creative over there. Come on.
I mean, I
You
thought
got
they
time
took
for
like
that.
I honestly I thought they took like a T-Rex and they just like took an alien head off of it and slapped it on and made like a thing. Like
That's
it
very
seemed
McFarlane.
plausible.
The body sculpt is very McFarlane looking.
Well, so in the like I can't say the reference because I don't know where they got the actual reference from, but there's one comic book. It's Alien versus Batman, and a face hugger gets on an alligator. And what comes out of that alligator turns into this giant, like T-Rex reptile fucking alien that Batman has to try and fight. So that's like where the idea of the T-Rex alien kind of started. And then now we got a figure of it.
I'd have to look into that one. That one doesn't ring a bell.
Nice.
Yeah, if you're not an alien guy, you probably missed the Batman versus Alien comics. or the Batman versus Predator comics. Those are a thing too.
They both seem like unnecessary mashups.
Oh yeah, because Dark Horse was just making all kinds of shit. Like you have Predator versus JLA, you have Predator versus Superman. Predator almost beat Superman's ass. And then Alien versus Superman. And they did like the story padding, like Superman was on a planet where there was no sun, so his powers dwindled, and a face hugger got on him, and he's getting ready to like have a face hugger come out of him, and he's in a spaceship, and then he gets like one beam of yellow sun, and then now he's got his powers back, and it kills the alien inside him. And then like the Predator one, Superman went to the Predator's ship that had crashed on Earth, and when he broke into it, the Predator had like a security system that put like a virus in the air, and it made Superman sick because it's an alien virus and he's an alien, and it made him sick. So Superman would be like flying, he'd get like the flu basically. He'd be flying, he'd lose his power mid-flight and like crash into Earth. So the Predator was whooping his ass because he no longer has powers, or they would come and go. And then Predator and Superman are like, oh, hold on, we have like the same enemy, let's work together type of moment. And then they become like taking on whoever the bad guy was type of thing.
As soon as you said Superman gets the flu or gets sick, all I could think of is him like flying along like a damn seagull, and he's like, I can't hold it, and just shits on everybody.
So that was
anyway,
that was big ones. John, what you got? Michael, what you got?
So I think the first one for me would be that Hot Toys Venom figure that I've talked about before, the one from Spider-Man 2. I got that in February of this year. And that figure is just incredibly badass. Like when you think about Venom, that's what you think Venom should look like, this big, imposing, like crazy, violent character. And so I think that's definitely up there. The Ecto 1, like the HasLab Ecto 1, has to be up there too, right? Like as a kid, I wanted an Ecto 1 that actually held figures and looked right and was like the movie. And this is just unbelievably accurate and detailed. It's just fantastic sculpt and realization of the idea. And I guess for one of the other ones, I guess maybe as stupid as it sounds, I really like the 2012 NECA Turtle figures. I mean, we've talked about the show we've talked about the show many times. I still think it's probably the best representation of the Ninja Turtles. And I always thought that the design of the characters looked fantastic. So actually seeing them realized was pretty spectacular. So kind of if we're doing 3, that would be my 3.
Did you open your HasLab?
Really well. Yeah.
I opened one of my HasLabs. I didn't open the second one.
There's a second one?
I bought 2 of the deluxe because I wanted to be able to do an Ecto 1 with the original Ghostbusters, and then do the Ecto 1A with the Ghostbuster 2 Ghostbusters.
Yeah. So you were like $800 into that?
Yeah, because you didn't need to buy 2 deluxes. You only needed 1.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking about that at first.
You wanted to display them each.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
how big I get what you were thinking.
How big is the HasLab, and does it come with a stand?
It does not come with a stand, but it is a good.
It's like 2.5 feet, isn't it?
That big. Yeah,
it's a big. It's a big.
It's big. Like the length is about like this, and then the width is probably like this, like the width of my head.
So how big the box was when you got it, Tony?
Yeah, but I don't pay attention. So the reason I was thinking was because let's say it doesn't sell, right? Because if I don't sell it before the hype, it's one of those things you're going to sit on or take a loss, and I'm not going to take a loss on it. Mm-hmm. So I thought about if it doesn't sell, then what I would consider doing is if I could find one of those just display cases, the plastic ones, then I would open it and just have it in the case.
Tony,
that
pause
was a hell no.
Did you sell one?
Yeah.
So did you take it out of the shipper?
No.
No. So the box, you take it out of the shipper, the box is like, it looks like a toolbox, like the top half of a toolbox, all the drawers and shit. Like the box artwork is really like something awesome on that thing. You probably just opened and showed the box because it's a dope box.
Yeah, but I really like the one. You guys remember the one Will was selling? It wasn't
Yeah,
it was whatever that other company is.
it was the Blitzway one. Yeah, the massive one. Yeah.
So it was like, and I thought it was really cool. Like I almost bought
wanted
it from
that
him.
one too,
It was
man.
like he wanted like 1,500, and I almost bought it, except for you and I were looking at it, and you're like, I wouldn't do it because he was missing the light thing on top. You had to get another one, and then the side there were rub marks from where it was rubbing inside the styrofoam. Yeah. So at that point, Weezy was like, "Don't waste the money, dude. It's
yeah, no. But
it
Yeah,
wasn't
it's-
worth it."
the Terror drone purchase was last year, man. That was his list last year.
Yeah,
So-
let's not talk about that.
But since you guys went through all your ones, the two other things that I
only did
wanted to
one.
do- Oh, you want to do your other one? Go for it. Since
So
those
my
guys
second-
did like their one shot.
Because I thought everybody was just doing their stuff. So
No, it's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
there's no form.
So the second one, I definitely, and it's kind of stupid, but it's still cool. So in the spirit of Mexican knockoffs, when I went to RetroCon and I got to buy these bootleg Mexican turtles, and just how freaking heavy they are. Yeah, they look terrible, but
yeah,
they're pretty damn cool.
They probably got a fucking bag of Coke inside them. They're
But they're freaking awesome. Like they articulate terribly, but their
Look at the
joints are
face on them.
solid. I mean, they're just heavy and they look cool sitting on my little shelf over here. And that's it. I don't care. They don't cost much. They were $80 for the whole damn set. And I could not be happier with the purchase. I mean, they all look like Raphael for some reason, but
Those are Mexican bootlegs.
yeah, but
But what's weird is that if that's a Mexican bootleg, the fact that it doesn't have a light in its chest is very strange because usually all Mexican bootleg toys have those lights.
and it didn't come with a sombrero, which was weird.
One of those big cheesy fake mustaches.
And I'll just go ahead and burn it out. And then my my other probably top purchase that how can you be excited and disappointed at the same time? I
That's
was
your wife.
so it's like sex. I was so excited for the Mask toys to come out. It really was. Like super excited for those to be released, and they finally dropped, and I get them and they come in, and I'm very, very impressed with the box art because that's what I love. And I love that they look so they're not 100%, but they're so close to the original box art. And that's one of the things I loved as a kid was the original G.I. Joe, and not so much Transformers because they didn't really have box art, right? But they just literally had the character on the front and the title. But
Oh, like the actual character, like the individual figures. I'll say their vehicles had like really dope box art usually.
well, Transformers didn't really have vehicles. They were vehicles.
I could have sworn you said G.I. Joe.
I am. I'm
did.
getting there. Yeah. So
okay.
yes, but G.I. Joe and Mask had like scene art. You know what I mean? Like it was like the tank going into battle, or it was the jet going through the sky, or whatever. And I like that art. Like Motu. Motu was big on that, right? So like their vehicles had scene art on the front, and so I'm
Even
disappointed
Turbo.
at the same time because I've yet to see any reviews where people were happy about what they got with the Mask toys. There was a lot of hype. They were talking shit about not oil subjects. I'm sorry, talking shit about ramen toys, saying that oil subjects was going to be the one that burned them all, and we were just going to keep getting stuff from oil subjects. It's going to be awesome, and yet so many people are upset with the toy. I've seen like a handful that were like, "Yeah, it's okay," but nobody is having rave reviews about it, and that kind of bums me out.
But like, what's the complaints? Quality?
So a lot of
Plastic?
things. So quality control. Yeah, the plastics. So you have things like so best one, because people are complaining. Okay, if you don't know what they are, I don't know. I how to explain it, but so you have the Thunderhawk, which is this red Camaro. It's like an '87 Camaro, or an '84 Camaro, and his whole spiel is you press the button on the top, and the gull wing. He has gull wing doors, and they're spring loaded and they pop up, and then it's supposed to be that it flies around, right?
Okay.
Well,
Makes sense. They're
the
windy.
original one, what would happen was the springs were not strong enough to hold up the doors, and they would just sag real bad. And that's something that should have been corrected with the new toy, and it's not. Now, as somebody who had the original, I don't care, right? If I was going to have an open set, I understand that. I understand that that's maybe, even if they should have fixed it, it's a production flaw that happened in the original. That's fine. It makes me feel like I've gotten the original one even more. Well, the one that they really missed on was the Rhino, which is the semi truck.
Okay.
It's the back half of it where the double tires are. It's supposed to disconnect, and that's another vehicle when it transforms. The problem is the plastics are so inferior that when you pick up Rhino as one piece, just as the truck, it sags in the middle. So the plastic is not strong enough to support the tail. So it just hangs down. So it looks like your toy's broken. And the original one never did that.
Nobody wants a broken toy.
Well, and then the cannons, which are not the cannons, but the smokestacks on the side. So they're supposed to stay straight up. And when you're in battle mode, they pop out and they flip forward. Well, the problem is there's no pin inside to keep them from going forward. Basically, until you pop them out, they wouldn't fall, right?
Right.
But the new one doesn't have the pin inside. So they'll just fall forward in the regular position. So people were complaining about that. Then the door doesn't stay closed on the driver's side. It keeps popping open. It just falls open. And then the battering ram in the front, hi, Raven. The battering ram in the front is spring-loaded, so it's the grill. And there's a button, so it pops out. But what's happening is it's so temperamental that literally you have the truck sitting there, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, it's like a ghost is possessing it. All of a sudden the grill will just go, and it'll just stick out. So I have a lot of qualms with that. I'm upset. I really thought it was going to be more. I almost feel like I need to just be done with the line and not move forward.
Why would you be upset? It's not like you're going to open them and have those issues.
Sure. No, I understand what you're saying, but it's just the notion that I bought junk. That's what bothers me. If I wanted box art, I could have bought empty mask boxes and just had the box art like I wanted. But I bought it because I wanted to know that even if I'm not going to open it, I wanted to know that I had the toy. And that was cool and everything. But now it's like, even if I
mission
did
accomplished. I'm just saying.
So
look, I'm saying the complaints from those that open it, and they're complaining about those issues, QC issues. I totally get where they're coming from. But what I'm saying is for you, man, I don't really see how you're feeling like bad about that, because I'm like, bro, it's not like you're gonna deal with those issues yourself.
So, but I get what Tony's saying. Like, just because he's not going to open it, to know, like, he wants to believe he's got something nice in that box. He doesn't want to know he's got shit in the box, right? But now he knows he's got shit in the box, so it's like,
And it doesn't mean though that his come like that, and that's doesn't mean that all of them have those same issues across the board.
But that's all I keep. I wouldn't have said it, Johnny, if it wasn't coming up over and over and over again. Even the sticker sheets were made wrong. They're too long. And people are having to X-Acto knife like a 1/4 inch off the damn sticker that goes on the car, on the truck, because it's too fucking long. There were just no quality control issues. It looks like they just printed it and sent it on its way.
It's almost like they tried to push it out fast to get them to the market.
I really wish I got in the first run of the ramen toys going, because that had the box art and everything, and then but their quality is definitely a lot.
Well, I've got the whale, which is the white Porsche, and then I pre-ordered, or I don't even know. I think they're behind. I don't know if the purple
that Toys exclusive,
the 240SX, it was one of my favorite. The Manta, as a kid, that was one of my favorite toys, and I can't remember if I already got it. I'd have to go look. It's somewhere in the living room, or it's pre-ordered and it hasn't come out yet. I know I ordered it. I just don't know if I got the damn thing yet, because that's how stupid I am. But and then my last little thing I just want to show is I went to Big Red's Toy Stores in Tampa yesterday, and never been, and glad I went. Really cool guy, very cool to talk to. I actually picked up a bootleg Transformer from Johnny. I don't remember, Johnny, did you have that one or no?
No, I don't.
So I picked up the bootleg.
I have his brother.
I had the bootleg, like it's the one with the two corkscrews in the front. Yeah. So it costs nothing. He has a lot of really cool Obscura toys that I would love to own, but the prices were just a little bit more than I was willing to pay for some of it. Not to say it's not worth it, but if we could have negotiated quite a bit. I would have probably picked up more than I did, but I did get these little guys, which are awesome.
They look amazing.
They do transform. I thought they were more brittle than they are, but they are obscure. They're not Mexican knockoffs. They are from Japan. They're just whatever company decided to make. It's a little Grimlock looking guy and a little Sludge, and they transform just like you thought they would. In fact, Sludge's joints on his tail for his legs are actually pretty damn skippy. It snaps into place, and then there's your little Sludge. So Grimlock is kind of the same, but they're so much fun, and I'm like, I have to freaking own these. They cost almost nothing. So, and then I got this thing is so terrible. I must have said it about 10 times yesterday, and John was like, is anything ever good for you? And I'm like, you don't understand. The worse it is, the better it is. I love terrible, crappy. Why do they produce that kind of toys?
Yeah.
And this is definitely one of them. This poor guy,
Robert Cops.
This poor guy didn't even get to be a GoBot. God bless him. He wanted to be more, and he wishes he could have, and his mom would have been proud. But he's not a GoBot. He's just a robot. It's the worst. Dude, it's the worst, crappiest. Like, he wants to be a GoBot so bad. It's repurposed. I think his name is Jeepers from GoBots, and they repurposed him on this card, and it is so terrible. And somehow this motherfucker was still $2.37, if you can see it, from Kmart. If my parents would have bought me this thing for $2.37, I would have called a lawyer. This thing was so bad. And the guy's like,
you pay for it, Tony?
$40.
You know what's crazy though? Like, my parents used to take us to the Miami flea market when we were kids. And I mean, they had those everywhere, like those knockoff Transformers. And I mean, and they come in all kinds of wild colors.
I couldn't not do it, man.
We don't want that. We want the real one.
I could not do it. When I saw it there, I'm like, I have to have this abomination of Christ. It had to come home. And then he also had
we gotta go get Johnny some robots, some new Transformers. Let's go to Hialeah. Let's go.
Dude,
get the best of the best.
So he also had and if you're a Transformers guy, this was like knockoff and pre. There's a lot to talk about, but one of the really cool things he had was damn near every version of the Dinobots, whether it be the Canadian red-faced Slag, I think it is, and then he had the Canadian Redfoot Optimus Prime. He had the knockoff Dinobots where it's Sludge, but he's got like angel wings on or whatever. It was just super cool and cool to see them all. And then like 3 different types of Omega Supreme. He had like the gray and red Omega Supreme. He had Diaclone color Omega Supreme. He had Transformers that were and I was talking to Johnny about it on the way home from the shop. Pre-Diaclone, like Diaclone's cool enough, but these were pre-Diaclone. And I'm like, damn, dude, like leave some for the rest of us. But he was sitting on like not even Gun Robo, like pre-Gun Robo, 9mm Megatron, quote unquote, in this badass box. He was like $2,600, and I wish I was feeling foolish, and I probably would have got it just to say I owned it. But just some really cool pieces. I could easily spend thousands of dollars in his store on his obscure Transformers and his Robotech pieces. And then one other thing he had that I thought was insane, and I don't know how this is not being talked about by other toy people. He has a sealed chipper with the flag in it. So it's not just the flag box or the flag box open with sealed contents. It is whatever they shipped the flag into, wherever they went, right? Toys R Us or Walmart or Target or wherever they went. It is a brown cardboard box. The flag is inside in its G.I. Joe box. That shipper is sealed. I guess they got shipped individually because they're so big. And the outside of it says, I think it just, God, I have to take a picture of it. It says like something like flag aircraft carrier or something like that. Like it's very generically labeled. And he's like, yeah, he goes, it's not for sale, you know, at this time. But I'm thinking that's got to be a $45,000 toy, because how many of them are out there in the wild in the shipper, and the shipper is sealed?
You know,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes.
It could be a box of rocks.
Exactly.
But
I don't know how long he's had it where he got it.
No, but
What?
there are companies that will. I don't know if they would do
X-ray.
that one, but there are companies that do X-rays that will X-ray a sealed in box to confirm its contents to make sure that it
Yeah.
isn't. But that's something I never thought about. Like with how big the fucking flag was. So I was like, oh, they must have shipped in one. Yeah, they had to have. If they put like 4 in one box, they'd need like a fucking 18-wheeler just to ship the 4 of them. Like, like what
It's
the hell?
it's a big box, so it's every
Yeah.
bit of it's every bit of 3 feet wide and every bit of 4 feet tall, right? It's a big beefy box, and just one flag is heavy. So I get why, because you can't have multiples. There's no way
Yeah.
anybody could lift it, but it's definitely it's cool. I love to see shit like that where it's a shipper box. You know, like you see these guys finding sealed shipper boxes of turtle figures, right? Or the Motu one. Have you guys seen that one where it was a sealed case of He-Mans?
Yeah.
And somebody was like, yeah, it's like $60,000 in He-Mans because they're sealed in the shipper box. So even there's 10 of them in there, you pull them out and they're all pretty much 10s. They're all 90s, you know, beautiful figures, first run. So it's super cool. But yeah, that's my little slice of 2025 and the weekend recent pickups.
Did you see the guy that found a shipper box of those Pepsi Optimus Primes?
No.
Yeah, a complete case. And so they opened the shipper box up, minty clean, all of them. He sent them all to get graded.
Nice.
I mean, be stupid. Not to.
Wheezy. So it just actually made me think of it. So the big red guy, he worked at Toys R Us for years, and I don't know if he was a manager, but it wasn't the one you obviously worked at because yours was down south, right?
Right, yeah.
So it's funny because, and I'm not getting rid of them, he still had one ream left of Toys R Us bags
Oh, I saw the picture.
that he puts his customer stuff in when they leave.
And that's old Toys R Us bags. Like that was even the Toys R Us bags when I worked there.
He had,
When I worked there, they were blue.
he said he had boxes of them that he's been using for years, and he's just now down to the last ream.
Oh,
So it was
wow.
super cool. So I was like, I gotta save them. I don't care. When else am I gonna get an OG Toys R Us bag?
Yeah, no, that's
So-
like real OG too. That was I can't remember what year those bags were because I know when I worked there, they were blue. They were the
So he
new
was
logo
telling me-
and everything.
He was telling me that the bummer was when they were down to the last days of the store that they were and he goes, you couldn't take anything. There was so much scrutiny, security, all that kind of stuff over it. He goes, they got down to the last days, and whatever toys were left over, instead of being shipped off, they just destroyed everything.
So, you ready for heartbreak?
It's true.
You ready for heartbreak? When I was at Toys R Us, they were it was an old ass building. They were going through just random shit in the back, like behind a bunch of like swing sets and shit. And they found underneath stairs, they actually found it was a case of turtles from like 1998. Then something with Transformers, and the fucking manager, did not give a shit about toys. He saw them. He's like, "Oh well, these are old," and he tossed them in the fucking compactor.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's old product, you can't use it, and toss them shits.
that hurts my penis.
Was that Freddie?
I'm not throwing names out there.
God damn you, Freddie.
Can't confirm nor deny.
He died of a heart
Freddie.
attack that year.
Yeah, that shit was wild. But so my other two, just to knock out real quick before we want to get on something else. So this one, I didn't buy them this year, but I got them treated this year, and that was when I got these graded.
Fuck you.
You dick. Like
He's got,
Like, I
dude.
don't
He's got the
grade.
4-packs. Chris is sitting on
You
some money
okay,
if you ever
man?
want to call it.
Yeah, no. Chris has got a bunch of shit.
But yeah, so
Fuck
these
you.
things, like I've never graded anything, and I'll probably never grade anything again. But I just had it, and I didn't even do that for the grade. I just wanted the nice acrylic case to protect them, so they don't get destroyed throughout the years of like if I move again and shit. But that was definitely one of my best things I got this year.
Did you grade all 4?
Yeah, I got all 4 graded. Yeah,
Nice.
and then this last thing, and I'm just gonna do the wave. I just got them for Christmas, but they are
Oh,
fucking
sorry.
awesome. And I'm surprised not more people are talking about them. But these Scooby-Doo figures,
Ugh.
bro, these are fucking dope.
Sorry, go
Why?
on.
What, do you not like Scooby-Doo?
It's like Ghostbusters for me.
Wow,
Bro,
I mean, kind of the
You want to know
same,
something weird? CAS was actually trying to ship your turtles to me. I had to call him, tell him no, dude. Like, no.
No,
absolutely
my first one.
not.
I
No,
did
the
the one.
second ones too.
The fuck? That's weird.
Yeah, I told him no. Like, absolutely not. Like, I don't want anything to do with that.
These fucking Scooby-Doo figures are dope as shit. I was actually really surprised at how good they are. But Tony doesn't like Scooby-Doo apparently because he's fucking weird. But these things, like, check this out.
According to most fetish websites, I'd fuck Velma, but that's about it.
So like he even comes with a mask, like of accessories, like the mask being ripped off.
Poor John.
And then you have like the normal face and everything, but like these things are fucking insane.
It looks like it's good quality and came with accessories. I just don't care for Scooby-Doo. That's all.
Because you're weird. Scooby-Doo is fucking amazing. Like,
I
what
did,
you grow up on? You're like 70. How'd you not watch Scooby-Doo?
I didn't say I didn't watch it. I said I don't like it.
That hurts my soul, Tony. But yeah, those things easily some of the best things I've gotten this year. Those things are fucking sick. I can't wait to get more of them, and I don't know what the hell I'm gonna put them. I might wind up displaying them alongside like all the NECA Toonie Terrors because like they're very much the animated style.
Yeah.
But those
I
things
wish
are
I had
fucking
followed
amazing.
through and I had a lead on a coffin. Was it this year or last year? Do you remember that?
A coffin?
Yeah. Do you remember when I was going to buy a coffin?
No.
Oh, well, it was before the Terror Dome. So I was going to buy a coffin, and my whole plan with that was to take a coffin and have a display. Actually, it might have been before that because I have all the arcades now, so would have went over there. So my plan was to take the coffin and put it on, whatever the stand is they put coffins on,
Oh, okay.
and then put shelving kind of like in the top and the bottom of the coffin and put all of my horror characters. So the plan
Okay.
was to like actually have an open set of the Universal monsters, like the horror turtles and all that kind of stuff. And then the NECA, all the horror characters from NECA, and have them like that displayed in the coffin with like lights and shit. I just never fucking went through with it.
That would look dope. But then you have to
So why
explain
wouldn't you
have
just buy a
in your
coffin?
living
Like,
room.
they have the coffin shelves instead.
It's not the same. I want an actual coffin.
Does it bother anybody else that like coffins aren't like the shape of a stereotypical coffin that Dracula comes out of? Like,
Is it bad that I don't care if it was slightly used?
it was
I'm
retailers-
sorry. I have
they
I have
couldn't make a
zero
payment.
remorse for most things that come out of my mouth. That's the problem.
They're like, oh, Grandpa.
He also has zero remote for most things that go into your mouth as well.
Rebel Girl keeps telling me, she's like, you don't have to say everything you're thinking. And I'm like, but if I don't, it just gets caught up in there. It's got to go somewhere.
I want it out of my head. I have to say it. That's how it works.
I have never seen Psycho get so disgruntled.
Or you said there was something else you wanted to discuss this evening.
I was gonna spit out real quick that that I had picked up this past weekend we went to the kind of the crappier. I say crappier. It could be a nice flea market, but Homosassa, there's a flea market, and honest to God, the only reason we usually go there is because they have the best breakfast burrito you've ever had in your entire life. It is
that's
worth
the place to
driving
talk about.
from
Every
wherever you
time-
guys live to come get that damn burrito.
Every
Okay.
time he talks about that damn flea market, that's the only thing he really brings up is the burrito.
Bro,
Yeah, but the
It's
last
the
time you
size-
talked about it, you were like, "Yeah, that burrito's amazing." Like you knew, so you agreed.
this burrito is gigantic. It is delicious. It's stuffed with like cheese, eggs, bacon, hash browns, sausage, and sausage gravy. And it is,
You had me at sausage gravy.
dude, it's a nightmare. It's so good. But anyway, so we go there and we get that. And then we walk around and they really don't have anything. We look for like records or toys or whatever. Well, there's a guy there that I bought a couple pieces from a few times over. I actually sent you guys pictures when I was in there. And he's got a lot of whatever. He's fine. He's a nice enough guy and he gets what he gets. He's in a flea market. I'm only going to, what can you expect kind of thing. But we ended up hooking up with what?
A deal?
Well, I ended up getting a Bart Simpson Butterfinger coin bank. And it is so plasticky, it's not even funny. The poor thing is like would shatter in my hand, but it's like this big, and it's Bart Simpson, and he's wearing his shirt, but it says Butterfinger all over it. And it's just kind of cool. It's a very, very cool piece. And then I got a Simpsons lunchbox, vintage Simpsons lunchbox, which was really cool.
Sounds like Tony's
And-
starting a new collection.
Nah, it's just weird shit. And and then we got I got a Turtles coin bank. And then Corinne bought I bought an entire box full of carded monster trucks for Gregory because he loves that shit.
Okay.
And but yeah, I'd sent you the and then that was somewhere else. And then I sent you the picture of the alien piece he had. He had a couple other cool pieces. He had a headless horseman thing I wish I would have bought. It was a statue, and it looked like a Halloween decoration, but I've never seen it before. I didn't buy it. I can always go back and get it. He didn't want a whole lot for it,
Right.
but it was. I've got a weird. I've come to the realization that I've got a very weird little soft spot for the Headless Horseman, Sleepy Hollow, that whole thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't get the Headless Horseman from the Four Horsemen.
Right?
So I don't pay attention to those guys, right?
Oh, bro, that Headless Horseman is fucking awesome.
But I love that movie, Sleepy Hollow,
Fair.
and it's.
It's
I
not
mean,
that
I
bad.
wish we'd get an updated version of a Headless Horseman movie. That's really like gory and impactful. I like that movie. The only part that I don't necessarily dislike, but Christopher Walken's face. I just can't when he's like
face.
he's like the fucking horseman. He's like, oh, I'm the Headless Horseman. Somehow he's Asian and a rabbit at the same time. And I can't do it, man. It absolutely just kills me. But the rest of the cast is like spot on. I don't understand it.
What the fuck?
Too much?
No, not at all. That was fucking hilarious. Asian and a rabbit at the same time.
Just throwing that one out there. Do you have the horseman, Johnny?
Yeah, the Headless Horseman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you holding it? Or are you
No,
You
he's
still
holding
playing
his
with
Monkey
Goku?
King still.
Yeah.
Hey, still got fucking Goku in his hands.
Hold on. Give me a second. I can grab it. It's right over there.
Yeah, I can't. Mine's in the back of a display. I can't grab him. But...
So have you guys I mean, not that anybody in here is into video games, I guess, as much as me, but have you seen the ridiculous prices that the 3DS XL is going for now?
No. I have
3DS
one.
XL? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, so you had the DS, then you had the DSi, then you had the DSi
Actually-
XL, right?
You have
Then you have-
DSL?
Then you had the 3DS,
Right out the
and then the
check.
3DS XL, and then they came out with the new 3DS XL, which was faster. It had a better processor and everything. But those consoles now are going between $300 and $500, and if you have one sealed that's themed, people are getting over $1,500 for it. And the only reason I bring it up is because I have one of them that I was going to replace the 3DS that I had, right? Because I collect Legend of Zelda stuff, and they came out with a Hyrule edition, which has got the Hyrulean crest on it from Zelda and everything, and the console is gold. It looks really cool, and I bought it, and I was going to switch out the 3DS that I was using for that one, and I never did. So I still have that 3DS in a box. It's never been opened. It's still sealed. And one in that condition just a couple of weeks ago went for $1,900. And I was thinking maybe get that thing graded and put in an acrylic case, because again, it's never been taken out of its shipper box for more than a couple of minutes. Like, I took it out to make sure it was fine and put it back in, and then that's in another box. So the console's in a box, in the protective box, in the shipper box.
Hi, Crystal.
And so-
I'd get that graded if I were
What
you,
up,
man. What's
Crystal?
up, Crystal?
I was thinking, maybe get it graded and hang on to it and see what happens with the prices.
Oh, wow, weird
That's-
shit with my cats. What do you want?
Oh, I'm
Um,
glad Crystal showed up for that.
Crystal has the same problems, I assure you. That's my buddy Pito's wife. Get down, dude.
What's his name?
Well, his name's Dan Pardo, but I've always called him, ever since I knew him, like when I was like 20, Pito.
You gotta change that name. Just
We've always called him Pito. He's Pito on my phone.
Nope.
and this is when Chris Hansen shows up. Like, what the fuck?
That's wouldn't
But
that be pedo? But whatever. John, that's so Psycho. I would if I were you, I'm not in the game community, but
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, so those guys with the video games, they're not much different than toy guys. They're very
Yeah.
hardcore collectors of their systems, of their games, and all that stuff. So I would wholeheartedly 100% spend the money to have that item graded. When it comes back, you'll get so much more money for it. You
Like,
can probably
I
get,
think-
honestly, you probably get somebody overseas that buys it.
I mean, I can't imagine the size of the box, but like,
What are they, this big or this big? Like,
It's the box is like this.
right.
Yeah, because the turtles I think cost me like $80 a piece to grade.
I just didn't know if it'd be worth grading a console. That's all.
Absolutely, man. I would. I see people do it with Nintendo and Genesis and shit like that.
I've
So
seen games, but I have never seen a graded console. So that's
I've
kind of
definitely seen the consoles. Yeah,
yeah, I've seen
for sure.
Nintendos and Genesises, but I haven't Genesis, Genesi.
People grade everything now. People grade like sealed packs of cards. Like people grade. them.
But then the other thing that I wanted to bring up before we get off, because I know it's getting close to that time. Well,
I'm
now
good
it is
if you guys are good. I don't have anything to get up for.
What about Playmates after 40
No.
years losing the turtle license?
I wanted to get to that, man. I'm glad you brought it up.
like that's
Crazy.
crazy. After
Anybody-
40 years.
Good
Anybody
fucking
and
riddance.
everybody has brought it up, covered it, talked about it, shared it, all
I'm
that
so
crazy
pissed
shit.
That news broke during our cast last week, and we were all in the cast, so we didn't see it pop up. We could have been like the first cast to talk about because it was during our show.
Yeah, but people have
Yeah.
to watch us.
What the fuck? We'll watch eventually, hopefully, maybe not, but who cares?
It's just crazy to me that Playmates is not going to be the main distributor, I guess, of Ninja Turtle
The
figures.
the master license holder.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, but like they're losing everything. Like they can't make them anymore after 2026.
So good and bad there, I guess. I guess and I say that, listen, the bad part is the nostalgia of 40 years of being a kid and always knowing the Playmates was there for me to make turtles. But
Yeah.
I will say that here's probably a positive, and I could be wrong, but they have to. I was reading about this and I was telling Wheezy, they have to 100% have all of their stock either destroyed or out and sold before December 31st of next year, I think it is.
So the question I have,
Mhm.
that's just them, right? So if they sell it to Walmart can still have it on their shelves afterwards?
What I'm understanding when I read the information is that product can no longer be present on the shelves. It has to be sold and gone. Playmates cannot be represented in any way in a store with Turtles product.
Ross is going to be wild next year.
Well, here's my thought. I'm wondering if you're going to see, like Wheezy said, you're either going to see straight to Ollie's, like straight to Ollie's, like not even hit the middleman, right? Straight to Ollie's or straight to Ross, or you're going to be seeing such rapid releases of turtle toys on the shelves that they're hoping to sell out, and you're only seeing trickles getting down to the end of the year. Meaning anything they already had produced, forget about what they planned, right? But anything they've already produced that's sitting and waiting to be shipped, whether it be, hey, we've got, we remade the Technodrome the correct way, or hey, we've got all these other characters ready to be distributed. You're going to see all of that shit drop pretty much all at once. And they're going to take the rest of the year to make sure it gets distributed out as best they can and sold as best they can, because otherwise it's going to have to be pulled from the shelves. And I guarantee you stores like Walmart, Target, whatever, they're going to have to make a choice. Either we mark this shit down and get it sold before the street date where it's got to be pulled, or it's going to be Toys R Us all over again and it gets thrown in the fucking compactor and it gets destroyed.
So I mean,
go ahead, John.
no, I was gonna say, I haven't watched other podcasts talking about it, so I guess I'm behind. But why? Like, why after 41 years is Nickelodeon like, well, Playmates?
Well,
You know what I mean? Like, what's the purpose?
the negotiations fell through when they were re-upping. So it was a money thing. And
It was a language
I
barrier.
wouldn't be
and they were like,
surprised if I think that this is completely 100% speculation, and it might be wild, but it would not surprise me if Playmates purposely didn't renew or didn't put a lot of power into it because they're getting away from it because of all the other companies doing it. It's most likely affecting their revenue. And they're probably just tired of that battle because you figure until Nickelodeon took over, nobody can make shit but Playmates. Playmates was the only game in town. Nickelodeon gets it. Now you've got NECA, all these other companies, McFarlane, everybody and their mother gets the Turtle license now. And I'm wondering if Playmates is like, yo, it's just not financially in our wheelhouse. They're like, we're not making money on it. Like it's now.
So what would Playmates go and do? Who else are
because
they
they don't have
backing?
anything else.
They have Power Rangers now.
Ugh.
But they're not the master license holder. They're
Right.
only for as long as they're allowed to make it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so my question was, I don't know, because remember that Nickelodeon is owned by Paramount, and Paramount just sold to, whatever the hell that guy's name is, the son of this mega rich guy who also is trying to buy WB as well. But I was wondering if maybe Paramount was trying to put the squeeze on people because they need some money, right? Like, hey, we're trying to up our offer for Warner Brothers. You're going to pay us more for these licenses. And if it is that, I'm wondering if that will eventually affect NECA, Super 7, and everybody else making Turtles things because they're going to price themselves out.
So-
You know what I mean?
If that was the case, then yes, because Super 7's damn near dead when it comes to Turtles as it is, right?
Yeah.
Which, if I had to pick between the two, I don't mean to cut you off, man. I'm sorry,
go
but if I had to pick between Super 7 and NECA continuing the Turtle line, give me Super 7. Sorry. I'd rather see Super 7 keep going.
Fucking gross.
so
Ooh.
what happened was it's
Aqua-
Playmates did not renew because Viacom, Paramount's owner, informed them that they would not renew after negotiations failed. So this was back in October when they were attempting negotiations. It failed, and then December was the announcement that they're not going to move forward with them.
But
Yeah, so
if
it was after the purchase.
Yeah, so if it is like John said, if it is that they're trying to get more money, they could negotiate the higher price or whatever. That would be, you would think that for smaller companies, like and I'm saying smaller, just because of how long Playmates has been around. But in theory, NECA's might actually be a bigger company currently than what Playmates is, right? But that could definitely affect those if it's a money thing, because then you see all the smaller companies who just got it because Nickelodeon was just like, yeah, make Turtle stuff, could all be shutting down.
NECA, please.
So
That's- I
on
mean,
here
that's-
it's showing that Paramount's overall brand strategy with the new ownership. They're wanting to consolidate control as far as all the toy partners.
So
And
why
so
Playmates though? There's all these other people they're partnered with.
Well, I guess all the
Well-
other companies they were negotiating with went along with whatever the parameters they were setting.
So is it
And
more
Playmates and them were going back and forth, and then they were just like, "Well, no, we're not going to move forward with you."
I mean, I
so is
wonder
it
if one of the
partnership or is it
problems.
licensing?
Huh?
Well, so partnership and licensing. So I'm thinking like differently, like I'm thinking like higher level, right? So you have Nickelodeon, who is the primary holder for all rights for Turtles, correct?
Right.
The primary
Well,
owners, right?
technically,
own it, yeah.
technically, it's Viacom
Now,
that owns. Yeah, they own Paramount that owns Nickelodeon. So
Okay, so Viacom.
as it moves up the chain, yeah, it's Viacom.
So Viacom's the big fish. Viacom owns Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon is the one to turn around and said, okay, let's give rights to what? Super 7, let's give rights to NECA, let's give rights to these people to all make the toys.
Yes.
Playmates is not under Viacom, but they owned original production rights and told Viacom, here's what you can do because we let you have the entity.
No, they had master license. They have to renew for every year.
so the only power that Playmates had once Nickelodeon took ownership of Turtles
Right.
was that because they had the main license or whatever the hell that Johnny just said, they could say you can't have any other turtle toys in the toy aisle because that's where ours are. There can't be any more. That's why NECA was putting them in the electronics because they
So
couldn't
conflict
be
of
in the toy
interest
aisle.
in physical proximity in the store. That's
Right.
all.
That was the only
Wasn't-
thing that they could do.
Wasn't
all
it also that Playmates did not allow other companies to create current figures?
That was
Right, 'cause, like-
speculation. That people
'Cause-
speculated that was what happened with Super 7, why they stopped their line where they were so close to like new versions of the original toys, and why they started changing it. And the speculation was that because Playmates is starting to re-release those figures, that they said, oh no, you can't make them anymore. There's never been a confirmation of that. That was just online speculation.
Well, no. I meant like, for instance, when the 2012 show was out, right? The only person making 2012 figures was Playmates. No other company was making 2012 figures. Because what I read was,
Nobody was
Playmate-
making the Turtles. There was nobody else making Turtles.
well, yeah, but then when you got to Rise of the TMNT, for instance, NECA was making figures, other companies, Super 7 was
So,
making figures.
What
but what I read was
that Nickelodeon purchased, and then it took the time it took, right, for them to start allowing those other companies to make stuff. They had to get approval, then they had to sculpt. Like that takes a year for vision production on shelf. Because remember, NECA, their first Turtles was 17, roughly, maybe end of 16, when they first released their first Turtle figures that were con exclusives. Because that was the
Well, yeah,
only
but-
way NECA could sell them originally was through cons because of Playmates.
Yeah, but Nickelodeon bought TMNT in 2009.
Right. But they
And so,
got,
like I said, again,
Holy
it's
shit,
just
was it that long ago?
yeah, but they
what I
got really,
read-
but they got all
what I
really
read-
nilly with the writing as it got later because they're like, oh, we need to make money now because of how good 2012 did. And then the real kicker, even though the movies weren't great, when the movies came out, it really started piquing a lot of interest in the line again. Then Rise came and the Turtles went on that new level, and then Nickelodeon was like, hey, take it, just make what you want, have at it, go for it.
because what I read was that one of the things in Playmates licensing was that no other company could make figures based on what you're seeing on the screen currently. That's why, like, when the Ninja Turtle movie came out, Playmates had figures, nobody else had figures, right? Like when all, and again, I don't know if that's true or not. It's just what I read, but
I mean, it
my
could be.
biggest concern is that if this is all due to Paramount's new ownership, right? And they're strong arming Playmates. How long is it until they strong arm all these other companies and then we don't get any turtle figures. You know
I
what
just-
I mean?
Like I said, if that's what they're doing, then they could be relatively quick. But I don't. When it comes to like what Playmates and what they were doing, I think the one thing you need to just reconsider or to think about is that when they owned it and like the first movies came out, there was no competition. Like they made it, right? 2012, there was no other companies making turtle toys at all. Right? They like Nickelodeon hadn't gotten willy-nilly with the just letting people make whatever they wanted. Then when the other movie came out, I don't think anybody wanted to make those because it was a fucking flop. Those designs were horrible. Then Rise, it was a complete
Whoa, Junior, back up. Which movie are we talking about?
what, the Michael Bay's?
Oh, yeah. You're fine.
Yeah. Then Rise of the TMNT came out, right? And that was like that really weird animation style.
Yeah, it
But
was
those were
terrible.
still the kid, like there was like a kids line. So it's like that was still nobody else was in that realm because at that time you started getting NECA, who's like, oh, we're doing the OG stuff, the collector stuff. And first, Playmates is like, yo, you can't even be in stores. And Nickelodeon wouldn't allow them to be in store, which is why it was Comic-Con exclusives. The first 2 years of NECA having it, they could only be got at cons. They couldn't be in retail at all because of Playmates.
So, John, I heard your point, your the question you were asking about other toy companies and how you're kind of concerned. I don't think, but based off that news article, I don't think that's going to be an issue. The problem was when they set the renegotiate Viacom for the licenses, everyone followed suit with whatever there isn't specific details of what their new parameter was.
Yeah.
Everyone follows suit except Playmates. They started negotiating back and forth. And then Viacom was like, well, no, you know what? We're just going to cut you out.
And I'm really wondering
move
if
forward
that
with it.
is if Playmates said no because they just knew that for what they have to offer and the money is just not there for them anymore because of everybody else making stuff that people are buying instead.
Well,
It's like
according
all
to
they've been
this, it was
doing
Viacom
is
that decided not to move forward with them.
right, but they decided not to move forward. But if because they didn't come to an agreement.
Yeah.
So if Playmates like, yo, we're not going to agree to that because what their own personal reasons are for not agreeing, and then Viacom's like, cool, we're out. So Viacom said no, but it's because Playmates didn't agree. And why wouldn't they agree? I would assume it would be because when it comes to the money aspect, it's not there for. Because why wouldn't you fucking agree if you can make millions off it, right? Like there has to be a reason for Playmates to say no, that we're not going to agree to that.
I think it circles back to earlier what you were mentioning about how Playmates only had their toys in the aisle, you know, their representation. And I think it circles back to that because what happens is what Viacom, according to this, what they're trying to do is they're trying to consolidate everything down as far as the toy production.
But that would be still like for like, and they can, well, people make stupid decisions, especially in companies. It would be stupid for them to be like, oh, well, NECA is going to be in our aisle, so we're not going to agree and then lose the license. Like you'd think that would be something like, yo, okay,
Well,
we're
not
still
just
two
NECA,
completely
like
different
Golden
things.
Project,
We'll
McFarlane.
survive. Let's keep making that money. You know what I mean?
So in terms of the aisle thing, like the fight for the aisle, I guess you'd call it. So whenever you walk down an aisle, whether it's Walmart or Target, I don't know about you guys, but here's what I see. The shelves always
Let's see
have
the
those
shelves.
shit Mutant Mayhems on there. Whatever rendition happens to be out. Whatever fucking stupid toy has to be out. But Playmate stuff is always gone. So if any of those vintage repackaged
okay.
or whatever they are on shelf, they're always sold out.
For the
I
most
never
part,
see
yeah.
anything like because Playmates isn't making the Mutant Mayhem line, correct?
Yeah,
They are.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's all
maybe they
Playmates.
lost their ass on the Mutant Mayhem line because that shit is always sitting on shelves.
Well,
'Cause
they
that's,
also
that's why I'm wondering if they're just like it's not worth it because they're not making it. They're the new.
So why
stuff
wouldn't they? So they
isn't
have to have
selling.
predictors, right? They have to have people that like do this for them. So wouldn't somebody at some point said, "Look, we're seeing a massive decline in purchasing since we put out the Mutant Mayhem line. We probably need to be done with that. Cut it, call it what it is, because they're trying to do what they did with Playmates. They're trying to do what they did with original Turtles, which is, oh, we can take the same character and reinvent it 35, 40 times, and people will keep buying it. That didn't work for Playmates either, right? It's and I keep saying Playmates in the in the broad term. So
Yeah.
vintage Playmates toys, Turtles, I stopped in 94, which is when the sports Turtles and shit like that happened. And I think most people stopped then because Scratch came out in what, 96 or 95?
93.
93. Okay. So we're down to the end. We're down to the last waves of toys that were coming out. So it's
Original,
kind
yeah.
I feel like it's kind of like that with Mutant Mayhem. The original line of Turtles came out, the figures, the core people. And they at first sold out like crazy because the movie was popular. But then what happened? All of a sudden, huge plethora of these fucking figures sitting on shelves. You could get anybody you wanted. And then they all went to Ollie's, and they keep putting out different renditions. They have the mix and matchers. They have the mutations. They have the stupid mutation vehicles. Like they try to rip off the old mutation vehicles with like the newer Turtles, and it doesn't take off. That kind of stuff was cool when we were kids. That's what we were buying. That's not what's
We have
being.
no other options.
Yeah, people aren't after that now. So I wonder if they lost their ass so heavy on trying to recreate and recapture that same fandom they had with OG Turtles with the Mutant Mayhem line, and maybe that burned it, it killed them, and they're like, look, we can't recover from this, so let's cut it while we can and move on.
So I think
Remember, it was
there's-
2 burns in a row. It was 2 burns in a row. If that's really what happened, because the Rise line did not do well.
I'm sorry, yes,
The
Rise too.
the
That was
show
fucking
sucked.
shit.
The
well,
show
cartoon was
sucked.
shit.
The show was terrible. The toys were terrible. And then so it bombed and was over pretty quick. And then the first wave of the Mutant Mayhem from the movie, that movie wave did well, but every wave after that did not. And so it was like 2 really bad things in a row. And if Playmates did what Chris is suggesting, like, hey, we're not going to go for this because we're not making this kind of money anymore, you could imagine they're not making the kind of money that NECA's making, right? NECA charges more and people are buying it. Playmates is still charging less and people haven't been buying it. And so if what Chris was saying is right, I think it probably has to do with what you're saying. We just have to remember it was 2, right? Like the Rise line was a bomb for them, and then the Mutant Mayhem line has been a bomb for them.
I think Chris is on the right track, but not for the reason you're saying. What
because
I'm thinking
Sony's right.
here is because of the new ownership, right? The new licensing deal meant an increase in the licensing fee. Because I'm pretty sure with Nickelodeon, they had a settlement and agreement as far as their licensing fee, and they were comfortable with that. Versus when you have like NECA when they started and they had that licensing fee, and which is why you see the price point that NECA kind of has. Again, that has to do with the licensing fee. So now with this new company, with Viacom now owning it, Viacom's probably seeing that and going, you know what? We're undervaluing this license to Playmates. They need to pay the same amount these other companies are paying. And so they're raising it, and Playmates is probably like, no, at that point, it's not going to be profitable for us.
Right. And I think if anything, why they would back out would be that. But when you guys are sitting here saying that like they had 2 in a row, technically they had 3. So because I feel like Playmates could be like, all right, you know what? The toy, the kitty line, right? The main line is not doing great, but we can look past that because we're still getting the sales from our other turtle product, which would be all the repros they've been doing.
Yep.
And then they also did those other turtle figures, which were like the updated articulation of the classic ones. They did the original ones that had like all the dimply skin, and then they did the 4-pack or the 5-pack, whatever the fuck it was, right? That had like Splinter, Shredder,
6-pack.
4 turtles, 6-pack, yeah. They did that, but that was directed at collectors. And I also, part of me is with that, like with the money wise, is that they threw the Hail Mary at trying to get the collectors to come back, like they're supporting NECA and Mondo and Super 7, like all these other companies, even Loyal Subjects, trying to get in that collector realm one last time. And for the most part, it flopped on them again, trying to get into the collector realm. And I think that was just like, you know what? The kids line's failing. The collector realm is not taking off like we wanted it to. and now you guys are up in the price. Like it's just not there financially for us to make sense to continue with this because we can't beat all these other companies at the game. We just can't do it because
A world without Playmates Turtles on the shelves is crazy because we haven't experienced that since the Turtles came to market, right? And it's also, what do you mean?
Before the 2012 cartoon came out, remember, I was at Toys R Us. There was no turtles. There was no aisle for turtles. There was nothing turtles until the 2012 cartoon came out. Then you had that resurgence.
Well, whenever I bought Playmates,
what I'm talking about is when there were turtle figures, right? Like when there was a turtle show to produce for.
Okay, I'll say because there's been plenty of time where there's been no turtles on the shelf. Like that's
we're not
new.
going to have that anymore, and so it really makes me wonder: are we even going to have Playmates toys anymore? Right? Like if their money is just coming from Power Rangers now, how do they survive?
I mean, I don't know. Like you'd have to look up. I imagine one of you guys, because I don't like going through different windows while on the cast. But I imagine you could probably look up and see what other products Playmates, because they just don't make things that I give a shit about besides obviously turtles, right?
Well, I mean, they do have like those like very kiddish other like kiddish toys.
I would
So
assume.
remember
Like,
seeing
I don't think it's
Like,
gonna kill them, but it'll definitely.
when I signed up for a distributor, they do have like little like like toddler toys and shit like that.
That makes sense.
so
But,
the Power Ranger toys are shit.
I mean, so most
They're
of the turtle
absolute
toys
shit.
from there, so.
Listen, I would have gladly, and I still look for it from time to time because I'm an idiot, but I have been looking for the newer Megazord, right? But after watching that review from Pixel Dan about how bad a quality this toy is for $100, I will never fucking spend the money to buy it.
But so
It's
is this
trash.
the one that comes in like the whole Megazord together, not like the individual.
No, it's
Zord, but, like-
individual, so you can buy it like individual. It's like they're $20 a piece. So like you get
Okay.
Yeah.
So they've released now another one. It's a box set.
I saw that too.
So apparently that one is really like people really praise that one.
Yeah, that one looks good because I've actually seen that one in store, and I was close to buying it after saying I would not buy these. That Megazord looks damn good. The one
Yeah,
that
the one
comes
is like
all
the
together,
box
but-
set. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've yet to see it on the shelf, but it's the one that combines still too.
Yeah, it combines everything still, but it's just a box set, so you get them all in one
So-
shot.
Okay, so if I find that, and if that's got better quality, I'll buy two. I'll buy one to
people-
put together, and I'll buy one to keep in the box. But
The
everything
reviews
I've
I saw-
seen, what?
The reviews I'd seen for it, people have found it like on Amazon on sale for like $60. That box set one, and like for
Really?
$60, it's amazing.
Yeah, and so like the other thing is, I haven't seen the regular figures, but when I was at Target recently, they had the auto morphing figures with Goldar, and
I
thought
saw
those
that the
figures-
full set.
I thought those figures looked pretty good. Like for being what they were, the original auto morphing figures, they were cool, but they also didn't stand well. They were fucking bulky. They were super temperamental. So if you had the human faces out and you sneezed on them too hard, they would automorph, right? Like
Prematurely
ones-
automorphed.
huh?
It's a prematurely automorphed.
But
Yeah, I don't see it, Wheeze. Just throwing that out there.
these new ones,
I'll look,
they
I'll
look
look it
like
up and I'll
they're
send it to you
good.
later.
Yeah, the ones that come in that gift set, like the gift set looks really cool. But again, if you watch the review with Pixel Dan, he reviews all those toys, and even he was just like, God, man, like they don't want to hold their guns. John was saying, Psycho Man, like you sneeze on them and they automorph, and
Well,
then
so
they don't
those
even make it all the way around. Like the head doesn't even go all the way around. Like it's supposed to flip quick, and it's like stops halfway through. So it's like cool. It even looks spooky, but
But see, though, I guess the one thing is that when I see the Playmates ones in store all the time, right? Every time I go to Walmart, they're on the shelf.
yeah, I pass on them every time.
Well, yeah, but I look at them. I don't look at them. Obviously, they're not made for us to be that person. That I want to be that guy, but they're not made for us, right? They're based on a property that's for us. But those toys, those figures aren't made for the collectors. They're made for kids. And for a kid's toy, they do the service. But the problem is that we've discussed several times before is that kids aren't buying them shits, right? Kids want video games. They want like that all those random toys, like the Skibbity toilet toys, like those things are selling. Those random like internet property toys sell. They don't want their dad's Mighty Morphin Power Ranger style figures. Like Playmates dropped the ball that they made kids toys, which could be a successful kids toy line for kids that aren't buying.
That's about accurate. Well, it's kind of like when they made Repop the Turtles, right? When they first did the Four Brothers, and what happened? We were all going stupid trying to find them in stores. I got to get the Repop of the Turtles. Got to get the Repop of the Turtles.
Yeah, because
I remember
really ill.
Well, I remember sitting in a fucking Walmart for 2 hours because they were unloading their truck
I feel like
to
it's not
finally
first time
grab
you've
the
done
case. Huh?
it. I feel like it's probably not the first time you've done that though.
Well, whatever. But to finally grab the case that was sealed with the Donatellos they hadn't put out yet because nobody can remember. Nobody got Donnie.
Right.
So I had like 4 Donnies. But I remember, and then when finally I was so happy because, I had the originals, but I wanted the set that, I could not have to worry about manhandling or holding or looking at or whatever. And Damien had gotten a set because that was the year he was all Turtles. And
Smart
he
kid.
opened it. And I'm like, these are trash. The
remember that? Remember when they released a 4-pack at GameStop? It came in the white box, but it was the OG
Turtles. The top
Turtles.
and top. Like, yeah.
Yeah, those I bought those super excited, and though like I had the same feeling. Like the colors are wrong, the plastic feels weird. Like this sucks.
Like Damien's playing with all of them, and I'm trying to play with him, and I'm just so disappointed in the quality of the plastic. It's just the weapons were like so thin and flimsy. It's like, dude, you couldn't spend the extra $quarter to make these stronger and thicker like an original toy, and they didn't. And so it's kind of a bummer, but to that point, I guess, like
Well, the
Playmates.
secret is lead, right? They didn't give a shit back in the 80s.
I guess my thing is like Playmates originally when they made these toys, they were made to be played with. And now when they reproduce and put them on shelves, they're inferior quality, and it's almost more for the adult to buy it and just have the nostalgia of the figure in the package. Just don't open the damn thing. It's not what you remember.
Yeah.
No, pretty much. Like I don't think I've gotten any of the Repro Turtles except for recently, like the Scale Tail. When I found him, I picked up that one, right? Because I
got a
just
whole
really
wall
enjoyed
of
that
them.
original figure. So I bought the Repro. I'll open it eventually to see what the real difference is between him and the original. But like I can't think of any of the actual Repros I've picked up that weren't in like those 5-6 packs that came in like
Yeah.
the box that looked like the van or the
I've got all of
silverware.
those too.
I sold all mine. I just got rid of all those because I was like, I'm not gonna
There's
do it.
like-
I'm not gonna open these up. I've got the originals. I have no need for them. I bought them in that moment of, oh shit, this is cool. Let me buy it. And then I fucking got rid of all of them.
I will say, like, my first real disappointment with them was when they re-released the blimp, and the
Fucking
the
blimp.
actual blimp part was the original blimp, but then the bottom part was the shitty blimp from the 2012 show.
Yep.
And I was like, wow.
So there's
And
this
that
guy I
was
know, Psycho. There's this guy I know. I don't remember his name, but he was defending that blimp. And I kept saying, "Yo, that's just not accurate." But he's like, "No, it's fine. It's the OG box." And like, but the fucking blimps. He thought I was crazy. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm not gonna say his name, Tony. But yeah, like that fucking bothered me too.
Yeah, but like I remember because I didn't have that version of the blimp. I had the second release of the blimp in the OG line that had the yellow color blimp, and the glider was a brighter green color. So I really wanted the original blimp, and when I saw the design, I'm like, man, this is awesome. And then when it came in and it was the crappy 2012 glider, I'm like, wow, way to shit the bed. Like, this is absolutely terrible.
Playmates has been in reality. Playmates has been shitting the bed with Turtles for a long time.
Because they were lazy. They
yeah,
felt like
they took it for granted that they could make it and people will buy it.
Yeah, I mean this
They got
this
too
box
comfortable.
art went well. They did great with that. Like the box art for those three.
It's all bleached out, Tony. I can't see I can't tell what it is you're looking at. Okay. All right.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, now it's dark as fuck. But yeah. Now it's there we go. Perfect. A little combination of both.
Yeah.
But the box art, I mean,
So I didn't watch out of curiosity because you showed it off. That's the Repro Super Lair, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Pixel Dan's review, but I saw people comment that Pixel Dan really didn't poorly review that. Like he wasn't fully against it. Like
He was
there was
about
like he mentioned like the little you feel the difference in the plastic, but in all, like it was actually
But it was
really
it was
good
a great
representation.
it's a great reproduction. It's probably, I think if you watch it, he says it's probably the best reproduction so far. Because the pieces are what you remember. The only thing that was different was on the back end. So when you look at the back part of the layer, if I remember correctly, and don't quote me, I think the OG is just a cardboard backer, but the reproduction one, they put a whole fascia with like, the foot looking inside and what have you. Like
Okay.
did a whole like they did artwork on the back end of it.
So like they added to it.
Correct. But that's all. It was a visual thing. It wasn't a physical thing.
Right.
I've been so afraid of these reproductions because I never got a foot cruiser. The whole time, like I was a kid, I always wanted a foot cruiser and never got one. And I've only ever found them missing so many pieces, so I never picked one up. And when they announced the foot cruiser reproduction, I was like, well, I bought the blimp, which sucks. I bought the turtle van, which I was disappointed in because it was flimsy, but my daughter loves it. And I'm like, I bought the tunneling one,
The module.
the mutant module, because I have one and it's complete from the original one, but I'm like, you know what? Let me get this one too.
For
I
the
never
box
opened
art.
it. Yeah. And so when the foot cruiser came out, I was super excited, but when it came in, I could never bring myself to open it because if I open it and it's shit, I'm gonna be really upset. So it just sits there.
So my understanding is it's actually not shit. But it is not 100% accurate to the original. Of course, they can't. There's got to be something that discerns them apart. So when you buy one later on down the line, you're not getting duped that you bought a
So like the
reproduction.
missiles, there's something different with the missiles. They fit like the peg holes they go in are different, so you can't
Something stupid
just
like
replace
that.
them.
Yeah.
Where did we
This-
order the fucking module from?
Amazon?
Yeah.
Was it Amazon?
Yeah, I've got an extra module layer Technodrome, and foot cruiser for sale at shows, and then I have the OG foot cruiser, the graded one or whatever. But
I bought all those.
it actually helps because I can show people the difference in pricing. Like, this is an original. This is what it was. This is just a reproduction you can purchase yourself. But my prices are exactly what you can buy them for them in Amazon.
I bought all the reproduction. Like I bought the Technodrome, the sewer layer, the mutant module, and the foot cruiser. I didn't open any of them. I have the Technodrome, the original one, complete with box, but like the box is in fucked up condition.
Better than I got. I got a 2 complete ones. I just don't have a box. I've got the reproduction box, which for me, that's all I wanted. I just wanted the artwork.
I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just one of those crazy things.
I just love, again, man, like I tell you guys, like with G.I. Joe, Mask, I love box art, and Turtles for sure had some of the best box art of anything out there, man. Just very, very comic book gritty. And you can tell like somebody sat down and drew the picture, and it's just so fucking cool, man. It's Turtles. That's why it's my passion. Those guys, that shit's just great. I wish I owned every single Playmates vehicle just because of the damn box art. And even the character art on the cards was cool. And as we said before, I don't like the ones where as they got later or they reproduced, right? Like Baxter Stockman or whoever. The original 10 backs and really the original 20 backs or 14 backs, they would turn around and like later on down the line, it'd be like the third run, right? That they put Baxter out, and he'd be on a card that had, it just had like the 4 turtles faces, and it was Baxter Stockman. Whereas the original one was it's Baxter, but there's a picture of Baxter swatting the turtle, and there's a picture of Baxter with his guns, and there's a picture of Baxter doing whatever. So somebody had to draw individual art, and I love that. Those cards are my favorite. You get individual card art for the figure.
Yeah.
And no other toy line, with the exception of maybe G.I. Joe, did I ever see that did a non-generic card. Like, they spent money on the card art to get you to buy the toy.
Well, I mean, a lot of the early Playmates toys did that. So, like, was it Toxic Avengers or Toxic Crusader, whatever the show was when they did that? They had similar box art. Like the characters were in action and they were doing stuff. But it's, that's kind of when you start cutting costs because shit is more expensive. You're going to cut the things that you feel are unnecessary.
But do you ever feel like if they had spent the time and the money to reproduce correctly, that the investment would have been worth it on the back end? I think the return on the investment would be there if they spent the time to produce that quality item. And I think when they cut corners and it's all about how fast can we get it out and how cheap can it be and will people buy it, and forget about the residual. And that's dumb.
But I mean, this is, and so again, we talked about this, and I'm grabbing this just as an example, right? Like, if Playmates was smart, they would have capitalized on this opportunity, right? So when they first released these, they had the like rooftop diorama part and the extra weapons, but they messed up the skin, right? Like, the turtles never had frog skin.
Right.
So Playmates, for whatever reason, decided, oh, hey, we're going to do this cool thing because Masters of the Universe has been doing it and people liked it. And so we're going to do it too. And so, like, here, it had this awesome thing. Like, you have a diorama, you got all these extra weapons, but the skin looks like a frog and not a turtle. And then when they decide, okay, well, people didn't like that. That was a mistake. Let's fix it. Then we get this 4-pack, and the turtles are what they should be, right? But then they make Shredder and Splinter stupid looking. You know what I mean? Like, they just can't figure out what people want, and I think that's why their money. I think that's why they weren't making money the way that they had expected to. And they're going to point to all these things. Well, oh, people aren't buying it. Well, what reason are you giving people to buy? As a collector, if you had released turtles like this, if you had started doing it what Masters of the Universe did, like, hey, we're going to give you a more articulative figure, and we're gonna go back and we're gonna redo this line, I would have been buying it. Like, I absolutely would have been buying it. But every time they say that they're going to evolve, they just mess up. Those stupid collector line that they did 10, 15 years ago, they released the 4 Turtles, Bebop and Rocksteady. Those were terrible.
The ones that they release every year to, like, Burlington Coat Factory. You can find them around Christmas.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the ones that are based off of, like, they called it the like they made the 1990 and then Playmates did the 2-packs and all that shit. We were all hunting for a while.
Originally they were single packs. It was the cartoon Turtles. Then they did like the movie versions. Then they did Bebop and Rocksteady from the cartoon. They never released. They never originally released the Shredder and the Krang they showed, but then they released the 2-packs a few years ago that had the Shredder finally and a Triceraton, I think.
I have them.
You never got the Krang.
And those sets were expensive, man.
I didn't buy the Shredder and the Triceraton because I was like, these figures are trash, right? Like, the NECA figures are better. But it's like, I guess that's going to be Playmates' legacy, right? Like, on the one hand, they brought the Turtles to the masses. It really created the demand for Ninja Turtles that we know and we got to experience. But on the other hand, the last 15 years at least, right? The last 20 years, the figures have just been terrible. Because I would say the last. I mean, maybe not that long. The 2012 figures were good. I liked them. There were only a handful of complaints, but somewhere along the way, they lost their way.
So you gotta be realistic, right? When it comes to the 2012, for what Playmates was doing, they were great. But
Yeah.
a lot of their figures were really shit. Like I know it wasn't Napoleon, but it was the other frog. I think it was Attila. It was like a McDonald's toy. It was just a giant chunk of plastic, and then like the shape of Grimace sitting down, and his tongue came out. Right? Like they've been messing up. Like
Yeah.
But I think the problem, or not, what it is that when they first came out, they were ahead of the game when it came to the turtle toys, but all their competition was on the same level, right? He-Man was the same style of figure. Like that art style, that type of toy was all there was, because there was no better, right? So they were at the top of the game. They never evolved as time went on. They kept doing the same stuff. And then when they eventually tried to evolve, they tried to evolve with something that was already old in comparison to what other companies were doing with their same product. So, like, who's going to fucking buy those 7-8 inch turtles for their collector line they try to do when you can buy the NECA ones that were 100 times better?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, who's going to do that? Tony?
Maybe. I'll tell you, like, sometimes I've said this before and I'll say it again, and it may happen at some point. I've said before, you know, I'm a completist and I buy all these like lines, right? I buy from everybody. But I think at one point, if I didn't take all the collections of everything I have out of my house, and all I ever owned were just graded, even if they're even if it's like 5, 6, 7 of the same character. If I just had graded Playmates turtles, for me, that will always be the company that represented Playmates turtles the best. It's just, that's what I remember as a kid. That's what was produced. That was the art that I enjoyed. That's what I liked. That's what I still like. And honestly, it's just turtles. That's why I buy all of it. But my ultimate passion as a kid over everything and anything is absolutely going to be the box art and what I remember and how I felt as a kid holding OG turtles in my hands and looking at the art on the box and those characters.
100% that's nostalgia, right? And that's what we as collectors buy. We're not, well, for the most part, there are people that go out and buy like random stuff that's not nostalgia just because it looks cool. That's a completely different thing. But right now, what you're talking about is nostalgia.
Yeah.
But if you take a 20-year-old who never had the Playmate toys to grow up on those, you hand them a Playmates Michelangelo, and you hand them a Nickelodeon or a NECA Michelangelo from the cartoon, and you show them what it's supposed to represent. The NECA one is leaps and bounds the better representation, the better figure. Your judgment is all based on the nostalgia factor, which that's what we buy for. You know what I mean? And that is what it is. But it's not a better toy. It's just better in our hearts.
It actually kind of hurts, man, because in my head I'm like, I'd kill for that. If that whole room behind me, right? Like, and my whole house is toys.
We'll do it.
You guys have seen it in videos, pictures, whatever, right? My house is toys. But if this just one room behind me was nothing but some glass cases, I say it all the time, and some graded stuff I don't want to ever deteriorate because I don't want to feel like my childhood is going to fall away. But if I could have all of those toys that I want from Playmates graded, I don't care if I have 15 Raphaels on a shelf, right? A couple Michelangelos. I want every toy from the Playmates line for turtles in some shape or form graded and on a shelf, just so I can look back and be like, that was what I grew up with. That's what Playmates gave me.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. That's what I remember going to the store with my mom. Hey, you only have so much money. You can only get one or two. Or
like,
hey,
this is the legacy of Playmates right here. This is all that matters.
The legacy of what I grew up with. That's where my life came from, right? Like, I had G.I. Joe, I had Transformers, but
we ignored their Star Trek.
That's my brother. But like Transformers were a big deal for me, and G.I. Joe was huge, and my dad would take us every week after we go bowling. We go get Transformers or GI Joe, I should say. But Turtles always was that thing that was just like, it's Turtles, and I was so excited. And it's the movie I got to go see with my dad at the movie theater, right? It's like that one movie that was, other than Transformers I got to see, but Turtles I got to go see with my dad. He took my brother and I when it came out in 1990, and I got to go see it again with my son. And so Turtles have always been that thing for me. That's the one thing that I will live and die with is fucking Turtles. And Playmates are the people that made that happen for me. And that sucks to see that go away and know that I'm never going to have that feeling again.
But I mean,
And I wonder if Playmates Toys Turtles are just by association going to increase in value now too.
I think I
You're
said it
fucking welcome.
When we first announced, or when the announcement first came out, we shared it amongst our group. I just have a feeling that anything that comes out between now and the cutoff line is going to be highly sought after and highly scalped, right? Because everybody, it's the end of the line. It's another scratch, even though that wasn't the end of the line. It was just the end of like the original type characters. But like, I think people are going to be buying up Turtles like crazy right now, in hopes that in a few years the prices will skyrocket because Playmates no longer has it, right?
Which is very possible.
I don't think it's going to affect, I mean, it very well might, but I don't think it's going to affect the vintage ones because Playmates owning it still doesn't affect those numbers. You can't make more vintage because the vintage has been out for 40 years, 30 plus years. Like they can't make more or less of those. They're already out there. But the new stuff that's dropping, I think that's going to be where you're going to see value. It can be fake value. But you're going to see value rise on those once it's officially done and they can't be gotten anymore.
Yeah,
Very
I get
true.
that. Gents, it's been fun, but it is late, and I know Johnny is falling asleep standing up.
Johnny, you're standing?
I'm standing. Standing asleep.
I'm good if you guys want to keep rocking. I don't have anything to be up for. I know everybody else might have to get up. Weezy got to work.
Yeah, I got to work. But
Well, John, you've got nothing. Johnny, you're tired. I mean, it's cool, man. We can call it. I'm fine with it. It's been almost 2 hours.
It's whatever. If you guys want to keep going, we can keep going. If you want to call it. Was there something else?
No,
Other than
I'm just
touching on the
I
Playmates?
feel like the Playmates thing is not a dead issue, and it's more of, maybe it is. It's more of a nostalgia and a heartbreak kind of thing.
Maybe after you get a chance to kind of look it up, go circle back to that Scramble City we were talking about earlier.
Oh, all right. So yeah, let's change gears. So fuck my childhood. So anyway, so I was talking earlier. Now earlier I was messaging Johnny because, excuse me, we're in a lot of the same Transformers groups, right? Third party or otherwise. By the way, did anybody find out if Zach got the camera?
oh shit, yes, he did. I was supposed to tell you thank you. My bad.
That's okay.
totally
I'd like
my
to see
fault.
him jump back on because if I talk Transformers, I'd like him to be on. But
Do you want
Yeah,
to?
no
do you want
problem.
to?
I'll let him know. But yeah, he did. He told me, he's like, hey, can you tell your buddy Tony that I got it? I don't have his contact. Like, yeah, I'll do that. And I completely fucking forgot.
oh, good.
you want-
So I was
Well,
just
what I'm
actually.
saying, do you want to wait? You want to wait and see if we can get him on and talk about it at that
For
point?
next week.
We can. Yeah, that works. You want to do that?
It's whatever you want to do.
I want to talk about
it now.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay.
Can we please talk about Terminator? Because I have so many things.
I told you have to give me time. I gotta watch that shit. Jesus.
Listen, Terminator 2 is leaving Netflix on the 31st. So
Okay.
the last day to watch it is the 31st. So if you want to watch it now. I just watched Terminator and I watched Terminator 2 and I called Wheezy because I'm like, what the fuck? There's so many things
So
that you don't realize that you watch between both movies that you're like, oh shit, they did it again. They reused this.
haven't-
Why did they do this? Like blah blah blah.
I haven't thought of a actual show for Thursday, but we're gonna be Thursday.
Terminator.
Psycho hasn't told me any ideas. But I mean, I'm down to do Terminator. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch it beforehand.
you told me you didn't have any set thing, but that
Right.
that I should see if anybody else was interested in jumping
We can
in.
get the Cuban guy on. I know the Cuban guy is down because this Terminator conversation, from what Tony called me about, is going to lead to aliens. So we could get,
Yes, it is when it comes to the cast.
yeah. And then eventually Predator 2. It all gets tied in.
Well, that's Predator 2, the new batch.
I mean, they do dance eventually, so I mean, kind of. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to go over. But I have to fucking watch that shit.
I don't want to take it over, but I have so many things.
I mean,
Can we
I
save-
love Terminator. Are we only looking at Terminator 1 and 2, or are we doing Terminator 3, Terminator
No.
Salvation, Terminator
No.
Genesis,
Nope.
Terminator?
1 and 2.
So Psycho. So the idea, just to give you an idea, if we either we could do it for this week, but I was thinking for next week that people can have a chance to watch it. But the fuck is that? You fingering something? Oh yeah, that's fine, Joe. You're always allowed on, man.
Well, we need somebody to Google everything besides, Psycho.
But yeah, Psycho. The idea was that Tony watched Terminator,
Okay.
and he saw a bunch of actors who also tie over to Aliens.
Yeah.
And then I point out other actors who are also like in Predator and Predator 2. Like there's a lot there. So Tony, stuff that I know because I'm obviously a huge Alien Predator fan, stuff that's like common knowledge to me. Tony
Yeah.
watched the holy shit. Like his world opened to like a lot of the stuff he was seeing of these older movies with all these actors who crossed over between.
I'm going to say the first part right now. I'll say it again Thursday. I don't care. But the beginning of Terminator, not Terminator 2, Terminator, the first 5 minutes, Bill Paxton, Punky Bill Paxton, and his little group of cronies are all hanging out, right? They're all just like, yeah, punk stuff. All right, 1984. All right, yeah, cool. Look at your hair, blah, blah, blah. Oh, look, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger and his giant fucking dong waving around in the dark. He's walking. First of all, when they did Kyle Reese, you saw like a butt shot and that was it, right? With Arnold, because he's so cut,
This is why
he
Tony's
stands up.
watching this.
He walks towards like this balcony to overlook the city, and it's a full ass shot of Arnold. And I'm like, look, man, good for him. Motherfuckers was Mr. Olympian. He's cut as shit. I get it. He's standing there. Well, they do the scene where the Terminator, Arnold, is walking towards Paxton and his buddies, and he's in the dark, but they didn't dark it out enough because all you see is.
But remember, that didn't happen until the Blu-ray release.
Well, I don't care, but what I watched was he's like,
So-
I'm a Terminator. And he's fucking, this motherfucker's flopping for all. That motherfucker had a double bratwurst flopping around until he got to Bill Paxton. I'd have been scared too.
If you go back and you watch the DVD version of it, in standard definition, you can't see anything. It is in the dark. But with modern technology, when they went back to the film and they scanned it for HDR, now we have the different gradients of darkness, especially now with 4K TVs, and you have the ability to differentiate the dark scenes.
I got a 4K OLED, so it was like clear.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. It's like before you got the Blu-ray restoration that came in like 2008 or something like that, you didn't see that stuff at all. Go back to the DVD. Like if you get a DVD copy of it and watch it, you won't see any of that. When they did the restoration for the Blu-ray, you see it. If you watch the 4K version of it, it's even
Exactly what
worse.
I
Like
said,
it's
Joe.
even clearer.
Listen, I'm just saying Arnold should have a farm for all that hog he's got a house. That's all I'm saying. dude.
Tony messaged and he's like, yo, his dong's just flopping around. I'm like, Tony, that's not why I was watching that movie. I did
Somebody
not
must
look
have
for
fluffed
fucking
this guy
Arnold dick.
because
That's
he
not
was
what
just
I
like,
doing.
I'm a Terminator. I'm coming to get you.
But I also want to say this, like, as far as what Chris was saying about
Oh
the
shit! I can black out.
as far as what Chris was saying about the crossovers in the movies, remember that all these movies that we're talking about, right? Like you had Terminator, Terminator 2, and then you had Aliens, right? And all of those are James Cameron films. And a lot of directors reuse actors that they're comfortable with.
Psycho. I'm just so he and I already discussed that. That was already brought up. So he's focused on
Sorry,
Arnold Tom.
I'm so sorry.
So anything you're saying right now is not topping Arnold Dick for Tony. Just
Sorry,
you're wasting
I'm
your
sorry.
breath.
I'm so sorry. But I'm sorry. After watching, I'm like, why can't I tell anybody about this? I had to call Chris. Like, I got to talk to somebody.
Why didn't you talk to your girlfriend about it?
She was asleep. It was like 1 a.m. I don't even know.
think-
Like,
Why would he call his girlfriend
Ugh.
about another man's dong?
I'm
he
sorry,
needs to call
like,
his best friend about it.
I notice weird shit in movies, and when I saw that, I'm like, I don't remember ever watching this and seeing Arnold's dong going, we're here.
Jesus Christ.
Give me the Turbo Man dog. Holy shit, dude.
So
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
What
So
makes that
Thursday.
even funnier is after
Already-
that movie, when they filmed Terminator 2, he's actually not naked in that. If you watch any of the behind the scenes stuff, he's wearing these super bright pink spandex shorts in the bar.
So, funny thing about Terminator 2. So as I'm watching it, I was critiquing, right? Like along with the first one. And I remember watching it behind the scenes when I was a kid because like they had like the old school like HBO behind the scenes kind of thing. And I'm watching a movie and I know all the parts where it's like where there's a dummy and where it's him and where it's a dummy and where it's him. And I'm just watching it, and I'm like, man, I don't want to get too far into it because we're gonna do it Thursday, but there's just so much between the first movie and the second movie that I'm just like, it's almost one of those perfectly written time traveling movies. And we'll get to that Thursday because that's a collector's hideout thing. And there's very few movies that can do that effectively other than parts and pieces of Back to the Future. Right? Time travel is very hard because you can fuck things up along the way. And I truly think that the Terminator movies are Terminator 1 and 2, not going to say all of them. 1 and 2 are those movies where I'm just like, well, why didn't, and they explained it in the second movie. So you didn't have that problem of what the fuck, if that makes sense.
Just because you mentioned it and I saw the video, I've seen the video before and it popped up the other day and I watched it again. Have you seen the fan theory about Back to the Future and how Marty dies like 100 times in that movie?
No,
You just
I have
never
not.
see
Save
it?
that for Thursday. I have not heard that.
Like he constantly dies.
We'll get to that Thursday. Don't do it now.
Good times.
So
I think that now that it's 11, we might want to wrap.
let's cut it. Let's cut it. Yeah, guys. Listen, we've had a great night tonight. Thank you so much for everybody that came out. It was awesome. This is after Christmas. Tomorrow, Thursday is gonna be awesome. Gonna be New Year's Day. So join us for 2026 and the first episode of Collector's Hideout, which is kind of cool.
So, do you guys want to do it 8 o'clock in case it runs longer because of the movies? And we'll just
Sure.
We can. Yeah. Let's jump on a date. I'm down for that.
So, something interesting for next week on drinks and toys. Earlier today, I was kind of going through some old boxes of stuff, kind of sorting through what I wanted to keep, what I wanted to sell, and I ran across one of my this is back from like the Netflix Transformers Netflix series, War for Cybertron, all those figures that came out, and I had one that surprisingly went up in value. Like I was shocked at how much it actually went up in value. I was like, oh shit, well now I'm actually considering selling this. So it kind of made me kind of think like, what is something, you guys were surprised that you had in your collection that kind of went up in value, that you're like, wait a minute, like never really thought of selling it, but then when you see what it's kind of going for now, you're like, I may change my mind on that.
That 3DS I was telling you about earlier.
That's actually no, it's a good call. So let's cover that next week. I'm with Johnny in that because, and I kind of want to, like, at the same time, somebody can remind me. I want to dive into a little bit of the, and can we please get Zach on next week?
I'll ask him if he's available. Make sure he's not working.
So I want to talk about the War for Cybertron, not War for Cybertron. I want to talk about the trilogy, Combiner Wars, Titan's Return, and Power of the Primes.
Gotcha. So not a Wheezy welcome episode. Gotcha. Okay.
I'll throw something wrestling in there, something guys and oil. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you so much everybody for came out tonight. It was a great time. It ran about 2 hours, but that's cool. We had a great time. Next week, same thing. We're gonna start at 8 o'clock. It might run late between movies and toys and whatever. It's gonna be cool. This Thursday, I'm excited. I want to talk about Terminator. Collector's Hideout. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Wheezy runs a great show, him and Psycho. So I'm excited to be a part of it and just slide in there and talk about Terminator, man. It's fucking cool. And the Arnold Dong. Listen,
I might join you guys on that one.
Dude.
I've been a fan of the 3 movies, so, and I've watched them like 100 times. So, you know,
I'm telling you right now, I don't care what anybody says. We're going to talk about it. But that was surprising. I was like, what the hell is going on here? But it was a lot. It was a lot to look at, Giggity. So thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. And as always, I'm never going to end this any other way, but
just end it.
No caps.
You know, it'd be fucking hilarious if somebody just like hit the end button before he said it one time.
I'd be so upset, man. It's no capes. It's Edna Mod. All right, let's go ahead and stop this.
Let me check.
Boom.
Hold on.
Stopping the live share.